All right. So, welcome to another day, the book club. The book club. We'll be studying our book, "Believe It" by Jamie Ken Lemer, and today we're going to chapter 6 of the book. So, chapter 6. It's just the title. We're going to be discussing about authenticity today. Chapter 6 is titled "The Believe in the Power of Authenticity." Believe in the power of authenticity. Authenticity. Kind of chewing my tongue there. Quote that comes to mind even as we start is that from Oprah Winfrey, and she says that being a sub has made her so much money that if she knew that earlier on, she would have started being a sub much earlier. And that's just the power of being yourself, being original, being authentic, being genuine, being who you are, on the inside, and here was that the book starts with this quote. Bernard Baruch talks about be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind, right? Be who you are. When we started, we did the introduction to the book. We talked about several nuances around the whole book itself. And one of the things we said is that typically, people who are not confident in themselves and want to join a group, or who are influenced by peer pressure groups will typically want to find out what the peer pressure wants, then adjust their person to fit that peer pressure, and thereby they make themselves slaves to that grouping. The real way of living is to be who you are. When you are who you are, the people that are not for you, that are not a member of your tribe, will go away. And the people that belong to your tribe will gravitate towards you. You don't need those who want to kill the person of who you are. People who want to dominate over you are not people that are a part of your progress, a part of your destiny, a part of your faith, a part of the good life that God has for you, right? So it's about being who you are, and living the truest version of who God has made you to be, the highest expression of who you are. That is what is called success, victory, living in this life. Anything short of that, then you're not living, you're dying. You're doing something other than what uh, the Creator made and want you to be. So, just a reminder of what we had said, what I just talked about, the purpose, the reason why we're here is to live the truest and most authentic and highest version or expression of all that we were created to be. It is not to be a second fiddle to anybody. It is not to be like anybody. It is to be exactly who you are, who you were created to be. There is a place, there is a hole that the Creator has created each one of us to fill, and He has created us as that size of that hole. We will begin to become anything other than that size of that hole, they will become useless, because we'll not be able to plug, fitting into the place that He has created for us, right? We begin to try to fill other people's holes, and therefore nobody is filling our own. We live a vacuum in life. We live life shortchanged, and if life is shortchanged by us, life also will not give us of its treasure, right? And we talked about this also as we journeyed along the book. Was just a quote by Lady Gaga, right? She talks about when she wakes up, she has to talk to herself. It's not how she feels. It's not, oh, I feel like this today, I feel like that tomorrow. It is living the person that you are, not the way you feel. It is the reality of who you are on the inside. You discover your purpose and you live according to purpose. Not the way, oh, I feel this today, I feel that tomorrow. But living the fullest version of all that God has created and called you to be. That is what life is all about. Therefore, sometimes you might need to speak to yourself. It's not whether I feel this today or I feel that tomorrow. It's once you know, you have an idea, you have an inkling, you have of what the bending of the Father, of the Creator is in your life. You have to then drag yourself along that path. It's no more your feeling, it's no more what people say is you living a life from an inside out perspective, meaning you have to speak to yourself every day to wake up and walk the calling, walk the purpose, walk the vision that you have seen, that you have written down, that you know that God wants you to walk in, the bending you see in your life, the place where your life gravitates in the place of giftings, in the place of talent, in the place where you find your flow, your sweet spot, where you see yourself excelling, where you see yourself finding your comfort, your rest, the shape that God has made you to be, right? And we're going back into the book, and Amy starts with this. She was saying that what she learned from all of our encounters growing says the biggest risk to our business, right, to our life also, you can replace that, isn't what the competition is doing. The biggest risk to your life is not what other people are doing. It's not what the Joneses are doing. It's not your neighbor's garden. The biggest risk to your life, the biggest risk to you not achieving, being the highest, truest version of all that God has made you, created you to be. The biggest risk of it is not what other people are doing. The risk to it is when you get distracted, when you get influenced by, and when you begin to dilute that which you have because of what you are seeing other people doing, right? When you are getting carried away by what other people are doing, we're all different. So you have to be careful what you are copying, what you are looking at in other people's life, right? Because they have their own pursuit, which might be entirely different from your pursuit, all right? Only 2 days ago, I was talking to one of my colleagues who has some specific challenge, right, in his family life. And I just tell him, hey, don't compare yourself to other people. This is your own bending. This is your own assignment. This is your own challenge. You need to focus on it. It becomes your project to make your family happy. Because if you succeed in this thing that is a seemingly challenge in front of you, then your family will be happy. Your family will find that peace. And when your family is finding that peace, you also will be successful. So and we all have it. So we have to be careful the way we look at other people's garden. We need to focus on our own garden. Tend it. The other people's garden is looking good because they tended it. They did tend it. We all need to tend our own garden so that we can succeed in life, right? And Amy also goes on and talks about that just like in friendship and relationships, right? The same is also true here. And this part of that is covered up, so I'm going to shoot it up on my other laptop here so I can read it better. And so she was saying, just like in friendship and relationship, the same is true in business, right? The same is true in life. In business, your authentic relationship is with your customer, right? Because you're doing business, you're relating with the interface. We're in business for the customer. You're in business for the customer, right? And just like I typically would quote Peter Drucker, he says that the essence of any organization is not found within the organization, but outside of the organization, right? So, all that you do has to be in such a way that you are meeting the need of the customer, the need of the essence of your being, right? But that's just what Amy is talking about here, that we need to keep that authentic relationship with the customer, right? And he's talking about realizing the power of authenticity takes so much pressure and stress off, because there's only one. All right. Because there's only one you, right? And being anyone other than yourself simply won't work. Realizing this sets you free. All right. But key thing is the fact that you need to understand that you need to be focused, right? In business, your customer is your focus, right? Your customer pays the salary, right? Your customer pays the profit, the revenue. And being able to be authentic to your customer, makes all the difference there is for you, for your business, right? And that also affects, like she said, in friendship and in relationship, every part of our life. What people are truly looking for is authentic people, right? Anybody can choose anybody, when everything is going on well. But when people are challenged, when people are oppressed, when people are depressed, they need authentic relationship in their life. Because true love, real love, only comes from authentic relationship, right? All the finicky people that are following you because of your car, because of your money, because of your success, they're all going to fizzle out, right, on the day of your testing. So what you really need in your life to keep your life together and to succeed in life, to get the peace that you need, is people that truly love you because of you, not because of what you have, right? And that's part of what Amy brings up there. And also, still reading from the book, she talks about authenticity doesn't automatically guarantee success. Because you're authentic doesn't mean that you're just going to succeed. The same way, just because you read a book doesn't mean you're going to be a leader, right? However, authenticity is an essential ingredient in the cooking. It's just an essential ingredient for success, right? So when you're not authentic, it's more like guaranteed you're going to fail, right? Even if it looks like you're succeeding, but the day when the flood will come, then it will show that there's no foundation. You don't have any foundation that you're standing on, right? So we need to be authentic if we want to succeed. It's one of the essential ingredients for success. And authenticity is something we can't fail. We can't fake authenticity, because by the mere fact of what authenticity is, it's talking about you being genuine, right? Real stuff, right? You can't be talking about faking true currency, right? You have a fake of the real currency. You can't fake the real. You can't fake the real thing. Once you fake it, it's fake. As it were, And this is from psychology, and this is also a big topic in psychology. Also, I won't go that much into that. But I'm a psychologist. I'm a psychoanalyst. I do all of that. So I get involved with psychology because of what I do. In psychology, we talk about true self, right, as against false self. We talk about authentic self as against fake self, idealized self, superficial self, pseudo self. And all of those come out of inferiority complex, right? When you're inferior, you are not confident in under your own skin. So you try to be who you are not because you're not confident in yourself. But for as long as you're not confident in yourself and you're becoming you are being who you are not, you're not going to have peace in your life. You're not going to have rest in your life. You're not going to have calmness in your life. You're not going to have peace in your life. You're not going to have rest. You're not going to be truly successful. You might be successful maybe in material things temporarily, but your health, other factors of your life will have problems for as long as you're not living your authentic self. Because your authentic self is a place of rest. It's a place where everything comes together.